Welcome back to Dano Does Things. If you're new around here, then you may not know that I'm a little obsessed with needle felted earrings. So this week I will show you how to make the perfect summer earrings, needle felted creamsicle popsicles. Here's what you'll need. Wool roving in white and whichever color you want, as long as you have one a bit darker, a tiny piece of brown felt, a thimble will help, and of course you'll need your felting needle. A sewing needle will help as well. You'll need earring accessories including 2-inch eye pins and whatever style of hook you fancy, appropriate supplies for cutting and crimping your earring components, some E6000 glue, and of course scissors. Start with your white wool. This will be the inside creamy part and act as the base for our whole earring. To shape the wool, I like to start by needle felting along where the outline of my shape will be, then bringing the extra wool over from the edges. We're going for that classic popsicle shape, the flatter ones that are like a rectangle with one of the short sides, the top, being a curve. After shaping from the front and flipping and shaping from the back, you'll want to focus on the sides as well. Wool is easy to shape at the start, but it gets harder once it's felted tighter together, so you don't want to ignore any parts of your piece. When you are working on such a small scale, you either need to be super duper careful and not poke your finger with your felting needle, or you can use a thimble. I love using this homemade leather one because it's flexible enough to not impede my felting, but ensures I don't prick myself. We are trying to square off the edges, and make sure you remember that one end of your popsicle is rounded and one is flat. Continue shaping your popsicle until it is fairly well felted, but still has some give to it. Now take your lighter color wool and begin wrapping it around your shape, leaving a little gap at the bottom like the classic creamsicles have. You don't want a super thick layer of wool, just continue felting around until you cover all of the white. Now we'll add those distinctive impressions on the side by felting with the darker color. Take just a tiny amount of wool and fold it and roll it between your fingers until it's the right size and gently felt it on. Now that the shaping and coloring is done, take your time to continue felting until your piece is tight and smooth. If you are a beginner, this may take more time than you think, but just take your time and it'll all come together. Of course, you can always give it a little trim if there are any egregious stray fibers. Next, use your sewing needle to poke through the center of your creamsicle. You will use this channel to thread your eye head pin through the middle. It can be hard to get something through the wool once it's tightly felted, but just be gentle and persistent. Then we will cut out the felt shapes for our popsicle stick. Your stick should be about 1/3 of the width of your popsicle, and you'll need 2 identical pieces with one square and one rounded end. If you need to, trim the end of your eye pin. Now take your glue and put the end of your eye pin in it about the same length as you cut your popsicle sticks. Sandwich the pin between your 2 pieces of felt, pressing them together to ensure they are bonded by the glue. Move your popsicle down so it is snug against the popsicle stick. Make any last-minute adjustments before attaching your eye head pin to your earring component in whatever way you need for the one you chose. All I have to do is open up one loop and then clamp it back once it's attached. And there you have it, popsicle earrings ready to wear on your next summer adventure. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.